industry is evolving very fast, particularly data science, AI, both, even in deep learning. I saw there is a lot of scope in terms of automation. That's how I built my first project. Getting a job into AI is relatively easy. I don't get very much into technical details unless specifically asked. People earning as freshers 60 lakhs LPA. Freshers, because for freshers or even internships, it's all about exposing ourselves to different environments just to get to know what we want to do. You get inspiration from these small things. You pick up different things from different projects and build a project of your own. If you want to do a job as a data analyst, I feel you won't be getting that. Myself this question at the time where I had no idea what to do in my life. Some places certification are really required.
Today, we are joined by a guest with a background in statistics. He completed his bachelor's from Savitribai Phule University and his master's in statistics and data science from NMIMS, Mumbai. With around 2 years of experience in AI/ML industry, he currently works as an AI/ML architect at Mumbai-based startup Workverse. In this podcast, he shared a valuable tips, tricks, and insights from his journey in data field. Let's give a warm welcome to Manish Kulkarni.
Yeah, hi, hello, Manish sir. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm too good. I'm too good. So, first of all, I would like to thank you for coming to my podcast. This is my first podcast episode actually, and as a new creator, you are supporting me. That will for me. That will be really great. That for new creators, no one will be support as a senior position member. So you are supporting me. Thank you so much for that. First of all, let's come towards the point that just give your brief about your educational background, professional journey, or we can call it a career journey. We want to know, our audience want to know about your education background first of all.
Right. So I just also want to congratulate you on your first podcast and the way you want to let people know about what exactly they should be doing, and if they are freshers, and how should they move forward in their life, in their career too. So thanks to you too for inviting me. And about my education background, so I have basically my education background is from statistics. I have done my bachelor's in statistics. I have also done, I was in NMIMS Mumbai for my master's program, and there I really got intrigued by specifically challenges in automation that people face, not just regular machine learning or deep learning things, but the automation that is needed in terms of people understanding how easily they can do it, or how efficient it is to streamline their processes. I got intrigued by those, and I just thought that I should move my career towards AI. And also at that time there was a lot of AI boom happening. Already know that there was LLMs were booming at that time, and it was my time that I thought I would just enter into the market as an AI engineer, and let's see how it goes. So that's how it happened, but I really got intrigued by that.
Okay, great. What is means I want to ask your the educational background. Then you have completed your bachelor's in statistics, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you got that advantage while working in for machine learning, because for machine learning the basic thing is like statistics. Okay. Because while I am also learning, I realized that the coding is just not the thing where if we want to learn machine learning or deep learning, the statistics is the main part. Also in Python also, where we know how to use statistics at all the steps. So that will be more advantageous for you, I think.
Yes, to be very honest, that has been an advantage for me. Even so, just to give you an example, when I was working as a computer vision intern at my previous company, there I had few challenges. Say, in computer vision, we regularly do data augmentation techniques. We apply those data augment techniques, but for me, I wanted those augmented images in a very specific range of distribution, and there I really had to use normal distribution, special case of normal distribution. If there was someone else who had not been on a statistics background or mathematics background, that person would have not thought about it. He would have just used usual package distribution. So I think it has really been advantageous for me, even knowing mathematics and statistics at the same time, because if I had to think of applying these things along with the available things in the market, I always prefer things which are robust, and those at the end of the day are always going to be statistics and mathematics, especially. And if you know this, I think you would do a great job in any market, may it be research or may it be anything.
Exactly. Because many of the aspirants or those who want to transit their career in data science, they actually don't know the mathematics and statistics, the main important part of the ML. Actually, everyone thoughts like it's about all about coding or all about coding only, but
Yes.
it's like not like that. Your statistics should be good or statistical methods. Okay, so coming towards our next one, that which company are working right now, and we want to know more about your company, that is a service based or product based, and how it is beneficial for your professional growth right now.
Okay. Okay. So right now I'm working in a company called as Workverse. We are building a simulation-based learning experience for people who are it is something wherein we want to enhance your soft skills experience. Soft skills, because as AI is booming in this world everywhere, AI is coming in every industry. And when you have all of these hard skills like statistics, mathematics, you're learning machine learning, you're learning coding, one should also have a very great soft skills. They as a arsenal in their pocket, and not. When I say soft skills, I just don't mean communication. I mean essentials, things like creative problem solving, negotiation skills. Uh, so we are building a simulation based uh, learning experience through a game for them, and therein they'll be able to play as a role of a leader or a CEO, eventually a CEO. And as the process goes, as the player and the learner goes throughout the game, they get to learn a lot of things. Because if someone joins the workforce on the very first day, they don't even know what they have to do. If their manager tells them, if write a mail to me about this, they have no idea what to write and how to write. So this is a very basic example, but yeah, that's something we are building, and they'll be able to gain the understanding and apply those things. They'll be able to tackle the challenges of the workforce very easily through learning this soft skills. And I think this is the great point about having this is the impact that building this is the impact that we are kind of, industry is evolving very fast, particularly data science, AI, technology, right? And people are really not focusing on soft skills, and I think this is something is very crucial. And I also even at my first job, I also got this understanding that even I also need some soft skills to be to in my arsenal to be better at what I'm doing, to better communicate all of these things. So for me, it is mainly the purpose and the impact that we are creating, and we are doing for the industry, that and it is also helping me grow in terms of not just understanding how the market works, in terms of business too. And I also get to interact with different things, as because this is something like this we are building on a unity game engine that I have never worked with. So this is new technology I'm learning, and it is also great for me in terms of my career.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Actually, I look into your eyes like you are more interested about your company. Like many of the employees I see, they're doing job like they're like daily routine. They are not more interested, but you are actually enjoying that phase. I think you are enjoying
Yes.
phase. Okay, so
Yes.
it's great to know about your company now. More excited to know about what do you do at your means. What is your responsibilities at company, or what is your actual work at your company?
So right. So my current role is I'm working as an AIML architect at Workverse, and my main focus is building systems, designing systems, and implementing them in terms of the systems are, because as the AI models and the systems that we are creating are AI integrated, and they are being integrated into the learning experience that we are creating to the game. So I just have to make sure that the systems and architectures that I am designing and developing at the same time uh, are integrable with the product that you are building. And mainly, so my work relies specifically in in the realm of designing the systems, different systems of LLM. Specifically, right now LLM is booming, so everyone is into LLMs and what kind of capabilities that we can get out of it, right? So some that even I'm working on different system architectures of multi-model system, multi-agent systems, designing those, and I believe that is something I'm doing, and I'm also enjoying that thing because again, the impact and purpose.
Yeah. Coming to us next point, that is, at what point you got to know that you are interested in AR, ML, or machine learning or artificial intelligence? Means at what phase of your life that you get to know that yes, I am made for the machine learning engineer or artificial intelligence.
Right. When I was pursuing my bachelor's, right, I had no idea what is other than statistics. I had no idea about market. I was just any other guy looking towards, I'll be a statistician. I don't know what is happening in the market. And at that time, COVID was also there. So I was like, let's see whatever happens. Then I searched a bit about NMIMS, and when I got into that, I got to really know what actually exposure means in terms of, even if it's about industry oriented, even it is about education. In NMIMS, I actually got to know what actually networking means, what is the importance of the things that you are learning, and the way we can apply it in, and how much market can be beneficial from. So at first I was like, let's see, as my course was statistics and data science, I was like, see, whatever job I'll get, because I was specifically there for placements. Data analyst ban jaunga ya fir I'll be anything. Whatever happens. Then someday our placement teacher, mentor, whoever we can say, called us upon and asked who wants to be a data analyst, who wants to be a data scientist, who wants to be a machine learning engineer. And I was like, I don't know the difference, but let's see. I feel the machine learning engineer feels better to hear. And I just rose my hand, and I was like, okay, let's be a machine learning engineer. There were only three, four other people with me, and after that, I just started working on different projects in computer vision, in NLP, and I saw there is a lot of scope even in deep learning. I saw there is a lot of scope in terms of automation that we can do here, and that's how I built my first project. That was my facial recognition in a banking transaction system. How can we use facial recognition there? And I built it. I still, at that point, I was really not sure what is going to happen. I was just interested in computer vision. Let's see how it goes, and how can I bring automation here, and how can I make it better, or how can I use it, whatever, right? And summer internships were going on, and I was like, let's see. I want to do summer internships because that is very important in terms of getting good grades, even in NMIMS. So I just started applying. I got an internship wherein I was a computer vision engineer, and it was my actually a previous company, and wherein I started as a computer vision engineer, and ended up being a AIML team lead by the end. But as I got the internship, I actually got to know the importance of how efficient and how scalable things can be if we integrate AI systems, AI powered systems into the existing systems or build new ones. And that really sparked sparked something into me. And at that time I was like, अब करना है तो I'll get into AI, and I'll get fully. I started learning basics of DSA, which usual person from statistics don't do. DSA, OOPS. I got better at coding and everything. And after computer vision, I started working on different AI systems specifically, and I got into from computer vision to an AI intern, and that's how my journey started. Towards AI, learning AI, making most out of it. Yeah.
That's great actually. That's great that moreover you got interest in just in machine learning or AI. That most of the things I saw, like when I also saw like when I was being a graduated, that my vision is like to become a data scientist or data analyst. These two purposes are only there. But
Yes.
when I actually start searching for job, there are many job roles more than data scientist or data analyst actually.
Right.
No one doesn't knows that actually. And moreover I saw like the non-tech persons are doing that job role actually, like
Yes.
from chemistry background or any other background, they are doing that.
Yes.
Okay, so
Exactly.
that's great. Now my question is like, here the every aspirant gets or every student gets stuck at today's job market and about today's application process and all, because there are so many students in India. If you talk about India, there are so many students who wants to get in tech as a data scientist, cloud engineer, or any other tech job roles. So, how do you crack your first interview, and means what was your job application process? I want to know your job application process. What is job application process you followed, and how did you get the interview calls? How did you crack your interview? And means if you get some tips and tricks that you followed, that will be really beneficial for the students.
These days, I feel getting a job into AI is relatively easy if you're good enough, because AI is in boom. Anyone can be an LLM prompt engineer, or for starters, and then building chatbots is something is also booming. So getting a job is relatively easy in terms of building chatbots, RAG systems, or whatever. But at that time, as AI was still also in boom, I actually started applying for my internships uh, in my first semester of NMIMS only, like in 2022, something like October, November 2022, because I wanted summer internships next year. But hey, let's discover what is market like, and because I was already curious, wanted to get into the market. For me, something worked as changing resumes and the content, because at first I started with my resume template, which was given by my college itself. And it works in the college because they have their own pool, and every recruiter who comes in reads everything, and there is reads every resume, and even whatever they give, right? But in the market, nobody's going to read your resume. There are direct systems,
Right,
mainly direct systems, who are going to read.
ATS system we
Yeah,
can call.
right. Yeah, exactly. They're going to read it. So first thing that worked for me, I applied to almost 150 companies using my college resume. Right, I got selected nowhere. I was totally demotivated that uh, uh, this is not for me. I guess I should just stop applying. But then I sat for 2 days. I got some latex format resume template, and because it was pretty neat and simple, I thought this should work. And everybody at that time was saying, yeah, go for this template rather than making colors and everything. I just said, let's trust these people and go with it. Uh, so that is something worked for me. I gave 2 days specifically. 2 days I worked on my resume, the contents in the resumes. I searched how should we write resume. There is something called as XYZ format by Google, right? The impact that they are making. I first wrote on those lines. That really worked out for me, because after that I started getting calls for an interviews, because it was something the recruiters were also getting to know, yeah, इसने कुछ तो करा है, इसको कुछ तो पता है. something like that, right?
Right.
Right. So that really worked out for me, changing the resume template and the contents as I changed it from just writing what I did, but how did I did it? How did I do it? What the impact it made, specifically the business impact, if I'm or in terms of quantification, and how did I justify that quantification? Because again, in interviews, you can't be like, "हाँ मैंने ये तो लिख दिया," and you should be able to justify that quantification. So
Exactly.
being real is very important. And another tip, or I would say directly tip, but in colleges and everywhere, I would say they tell you to be, if your project and everything is not complete, don't put it on your resume because you don't know everything about it, right?
Exactly. Because moreover, they ask about project only for us.
Yes, exactly. But if you're good enough and you're smart enough, you can put your project there, even if it's ongoing, because you know that you're doing this project, you know everything about it. You don't start doing the project without any research. So I feel if you can put it there, because I got my first internship like that, because as I said, my first project was computer vision facial recognition system for banking applications. I that project was still not completed. 2 months was still left, but in my head it was complete. I know everything, the architecture, the systems, how am I going to do it. So that something has really helped me, because if you can talk right in the interview, then I feel everything works out just fine.
Exactly. Because the everything depends upon our confidence, our communication, and where we stuck is like when they ask about our project, and if we can't tell that our project, what we done in the project, then they track us properly. That I know this after I got to know this after 2 to 3 interviews, that my project was like a dashboards, visualization dashboard about Power BI. Then I got to know that the trick that if I play in the numbers, that my result numbers, they will not track me properly. Then I started to play with the numbers, that in this project the sales was at XYZ, my loss was XYZ. Then they got to know that he knows the project, because no one checks the number once again. That also some tricks and tips you have to follow, like moreover, instead of just going in a technical way, because technical they will ask again also in technical rounds or anything. But in terms of when sometimes HR also asks like technical questions, but you have to get that answer in confidence, because they don't know the answer, because they are not
Exactly.
tech guys actually. But
Exactly.
they are taking like our confidence. If we cross that first round, the HR was the first round, then that will be more beneficial for us as the interviewer.
Yes. So another thing, something worked out for me is not just what I usually do is I don't get very much into technical details unless specifically asked. I speak very plainly in terms of very layman language, because everyone gets it. If you can do it, then they also get to know, he knows, this person knows what he's doing. And if you can, because not everyone is going to understand the technical terms you're telling in the interview, or because as you said, first round HR is asking, do you know this, do you know this, do you know this. If you can tell them in layman terms, simplest terms possible, they'll be very much happy to push you towards technical round.
Exactly. Because sometimes if we talk more about technical, they only ask a re-question to us. Please explain me this technical term.
Exactly.
Then we get tracked by them.
By the end of it, you don't know the exact definition, so
Exactly.
then again you're stuck.
Exactly. That you only got trapped by them. Let's discuss about what is the salary range in India for a ML engineer or AI at 2024 for fresher to senior level.
So, to be very honest, it's very biased in India at times, because there are companies who are making you work as an AI/ML engineer at, say, 3 to 5 LPA, and also there are some people earning as freshers 60 lakhs LPA. If they're working as a, with great startup YC backed startups, because as all of the startups are in San Francisco,
San Francisco, right?
yeah, and they're sitting here in India doing remote job. then it's worth it. They're earning like 5 lakhs a month, right? So the salary range is very wide, but it mainly depends on what a person wants to do. So something like someone for like me, when I was a fresher, I was okay with from 8 to 15 LPA ish range, because for me, I was okay with it because I wanted to learn more. That's why I joined startups, because that's how I got to know that I should be learning more of DSA, OOPS, and not just statistics. Also, statistics is very important, mathematics is also very important, but these two for being a very good AI engineer, ML engineer, because industry wants it. But I feel if you're a fresher from any college, and if you're good enough at what you're doing, and also you're applying for good enough companies, you will get anywhere around 10 to 12 LPA.
The very main point you said, that the working in startup, because working in startup is not like a rat race. They don't work like a proper team and anything. The advantages of working in startup is like you get to know each and every component. Like if you are going as an ML engineer, you get to know how to work in Python, how to do some Excel reports also. Means there is no specific. That's why in 2 to 3 years you will get more experience than any MNC companies,
Yes,
as
exactly.
compared to MNC companies. That is the main advantage of working in startup.
That is main advantage. And another thing is, these days there is no job security that people were, want people wanted in a few years back. We want to go in MNCs because there is job security, but anywhere you go, there's not going to be a job security unless
Exactly,
you're very good at what you're doing. So I feel
exactly.
just be good at what you're doing, and in startups specifically, you don't get just to learn technical things. You also, if you're interested enough, you also can be a part of business decisions. You also can be a part of sales team. You can also do different things at the same time. And as a fresher, it is very great. Freshers, because for freshers or even internships, it's all about exposing ourselves to different environments just to get to know what we want to do. So I think startups are great for it. That's why I specifically choose to work in startups, because
Yes, exactly. I would just also want to add one point, that there is a website called Y Combinator. Am I
yes,
right? On that Y Combinator, every startup founders and CEOs are there, who post their post like we want this job role person and
exactly,
this. There you will get maximum number as compared to other LinkedIn or Naukri
yes,
anything. Y
yes,
Combinator is actually best, because I also when I want to work on startup, I also searching on Y Combinator. From there, I get connected with more CEOs and startup
yes,
founders there.
yes,
That was the best actually. Y Combinator.
exactly.
Let's like what are resources you use for your self learning or you build your career. What resources you use after your education also, that will be in terms of technical things. Like for example, any specific book, any specific website, or any specific article you used to read daily.
I have never been a very avid book reader in terms of technology. Other books I read, but for technology, I don't get into books unless they are reference books of some kind. For me, what worked is I used to. So on there is something called as, most of people must be already knowing, Hugging Face, right? They have a web page inside of their website where every day a latest research paper, 2 or 3 whatever of those day comes in, like it just refreshes and you can read it. What I used to do is, if I think if this is my domain, I used to go there, I used to read that research paper, and I just used to replicate it in the next 1 week, like even the prototype or basic thing. Doing something like that actually worked out for me, because when you can replicate something just by reading a research paper, is something going to help you in a very like long run, because it gets very easier to understand the technical things because research papers are full of technical things. And
Exactly.
yes, so reading research papers maybe weekly or even daily at times helped me. Even so there are some YouTube channels specifically, they have like 1 minute shorts or 1 minute videos. They give all the information and about the research paper, what it is about, what it is, what you are going to learn about it. So research papers helped me. Then I used to wander aimlessly on GitHub because uh, there are various projects people are doing. You get to know what actually is happening in the market in the open source world specifically, because even if project is not completed, people create the repositories, so you just get to know what is happening. I feel in the open source world, and if you can contribute to something like that. Yes.
Because while you are doing contribution, then you will get to know your mistake also, what mistakes you are doing in your project actually, and they will try to correct them, and that will be a great part where you get a teammate or some mentor who can guide you. Now we can talk about your personal projects, what is the role of your personal project that help you to get job? What kind of personal projects you done?
I've not did much of personal projects. The job I've got currently was mainly based on the kind of work I've done in the past. As I told you, right, I started as an computer vision engineer at my previous company, and then I ended up being an AI/ML team lead by the end of it. So my trajectory in such a less time, like it was 1.13 months, 1.3 months. I went from being an intern to an AIML team lead. So that was very intriguing for them. But personal projects, specifically for jobs, everyone in the market is saying, do this jobs, do this projects, do this project. I feel no one shouldn't be doing this projects because on every resume, because I have also taken interviews, and I have also seen a lot of resumes. In every resume, I've seen common projects, and I feel nobody should be doing those projects. And something that really people should start doing is reading research papers and trying to implement them.
Because I also saw many personal projects, same personal project, healthcare prediction by machine learning, or
Yes.
one is credit card fault detection.
Yes.
That is two famous project on
Yes.
Kaggle. It's a top rating project. These projects are
Even
credit card
in
fault
past
detection.
life, I have done credit card fraud detection. So that's how common it is. Everyone has done
That
it.
is too common. That is too common actually. That is too common.
Yes.
That's yeah. I can suggest who can do a personal projects for if they are searching on Kaggle. They look at from the downside, because
Yes.
at down there are too many projects who are not done by anyone, and that
Yes.
are something different and out of the box actually. That projects
Yes.
are
Yes.
moreover.
Also, if you just go read what is happening in the industry, as I said, I aimlessly used to wander on GitHub, on Kaggle, or just even on Hugging Face. What people are doing, I used to get to know. Then you get inspiration from these small things. You pick up different things from different projects and build a project of your own. So that is again something that helps, because again you're touching different topics at the same time, you're getting to learn a lot of things, and also you're doing something different than a lot.
Because also I want to add one thing. Like I saw one tweet on Twitter. One HR from TCS, she posted a tweet that we are getting the similar projects in all the resumes, and in ATS system we are adding that projects. If we saw this ATS system, or saw this types of project like healthcare or credit card policy, they
Correct.
directly swipe left your resume.
Yes.
If we do that, the reason because we getting the same thing only, because
Correct.
everyone in interview comes do the same projects and all the things. this is also one means big thing that aspirants should know, that they should
Yes.
try that totally different project. At least go with 2 projects, but that will be totally different, totally unique from other, that can stand.
Yes, not from the list that a lot of websites are giving. Something else, what they can do is there are say if someone is inspired or intrigued by a specific industry, right? There are big players, some big players, or even competitions happening in the same market. Say something like cyber security and AI or data science, whatever, or even finance, right? It's simply finance. Let's go with finance. So there will be a lot of competitions happening on Kaggle or even in open source, or even some big players in the market hosting these competitions, and they have very specific use case wise competition. Why, even if you don't participate in those competition, you can pick up that topic, because that is a very specific use case you need to. And again, very not not much people go into these things unless they are really into what they're doing. So this is again something that they can do for unique projects.
Let's come towards the recession and competition, today's market. What is really the recession is going on, or I know the competition is too high. As if you go as a data scientist or data analyst, the competition is too high. Even ML engineers also getting ready day by day with more skillful tools and all the things. So we want to know about what the time of recession comes actually, because I read that in December, like most of the MNC companies, service-based companies talking about, they work for the US clients. And in US, after 25th December is like Christmas celebration. And once they go for the Christmas celebration, they come after 1.5 month. That time is a recession time in India.
Yes.
And after March, the peak is starting going high, like the job, everyone, the applications get opened by all the MNC companies and all
Yes.
things. I want to know what the actual scenario is about recession and competition.
Correct, in terms of what happens in Indian job market by the near the end of November, December, especially if your company someone relied on the US market, those companies will post less of jobs, but there would still be some jobs available. And if, as the March starts, lot of companies will start posting. That actually happens. But what I feel and what I have seen through is, if you have great projects and you approach to right people, as you said, Y Combinator is a great prospect that everyone should know about, or every, because then you can see not just in terms of pay, because pay is again you are being paid very well, but in terms of learning too for a fresher, it's very high. The learning outcomes, the kind of exposure that they're getting is also very high. So recession is something is going to be there, as you said, and will be there and is in the market. But if you play it right, if you know how to network, if you know whom to exactly approach. So something, for example, say right now, if you find about if you want to do a job as a data analyst, I feel you won't be getting that, because most of companies have already automated. If you are someone who can set up those pipelines for the company, then you will get hired immediate. That's the difference is right now. In the just before, say, 11 months, nobody expected a data scientist to know about DSA, software programming, a bit of like CS information. But now, even if you apply for a data scientist role, not just statistics or mathematics is needed. You also need other things. Like they want a lot of back-end or software knowledge for any tech role, because uh, everyone right now the market is such that you have to know these things, otherwise you're not going to be good enough. Even in past days, every software programmer or even a full stack programmer used to say that these data scientist people or ML engineers don't even know how to code, because data scientists just to write the code in the way they know and not using the best practices, because they have never been taught what best practices are in code writing while writing a code. But these days you must know these things. You must know how backend works, how databases work. So if you just know more than what you're doing, you will do absolutely great, and recession won't affect you.
Yeah, if you are a perfect fit for that job role.
Yeah, it's not even about perfect fit, right? It's more about so not every company is looking for a perfect fit job role. If you are lying anywhere more than 60 to 70%, will be taken considered as a potential candidate, because nobody is going to find the right candidate. So that is the case. It's just that how are you presenting yourself? As I said, if you apply as a data analyst, no one is going to get you. But if you say that I can build pipelines to automate your data, like I can automate your data analysis pipelines, you're doing the same job by the end of the day.
Right.
But you're just automating the pipelines because that is what is needed in the industry. And just the job role is different. So you should just know a bit more.
Yeah, so coming to us, our next point, that is if any aspirant or any student wants to get into AIML architecture job, what is the most important factor that they should keep in their mind while entering in this field?
I just want to clarify, AIML architect job is no one is going to get unless it is going to be in a startup. If you apply for any big companies, you need to have
They want, yes,
10 to 12 years of experience.
yes,
I was just lucky that I got this role, right? That is something I want to clarify. But yes, one should not just look in terms of if they want some a job role like this in startups. They should not just be looking at it in terms of, I know what I do. I know how to build things. I'm good at coding. I'm good at building building great projects. But it's not just about that. You have to think of a bit of long term in terms of how can you, whatever you are building, how can you make it scalable. You have to design systems in that way. So first of all, I feel the mindset and attitude, right mindset and attitude is needed for this kind of role, because once you have that kind of mindset, you'll just flourish anywhere.
the thoughts, your thoughts also more important.
Yes.
Like your interest, that interest is also more important, because see, once you decided that I want to become AI or ML architect, then you don't think about how the money the other field is making. For example, if I want to become a AI or ML architect, I don't should think that any CA is making this much amount of money by doing this some work. You have to just focus that in your job role. Then always you get to compare with anyone, any of the rickshawala or any pizza delivery, you get compare every time, and you get not focused. That is the main problem actually, that you compare your salary or you compare your work with others, and then you like, yeah, this guy is making more money than me, and why I'm going to
Exactly.
every day.
Exactly. Again, with this role, you also have to think about business aspects. You also have to think about how user feels. So it's not just going to be a tech like a usual fresher, like any fresher uh, going as a developer job. You are not just developing things, but you are building and designing systems and architectures, and at the same time developing them. So as you said, attitude, thoughts, interest, everything matters.
Is there communication skill matters in your job role?
Yes, specifically, communication is the most important thing, I feel. Communication, may it be through documentation, may it be through direct communication, may it be the interpersonal relationships in the workplace. Communication is something that is very important, because just to give you an example, if I'm working with someone and if I hadn't been communicated that I have designed this particular system and you have to develop this prototype, and I'm giving you all the necessary things that is needed to build this, but I have not communicated it. I have just put it into the repository of the company, and I'm just expecting that he or she will just get to know that they have to do it. So, just a proper communication. This is just a very basic example that I'm saying, but communication is really important, and right communication at the right time is also very important because
Exactly.
even in freelancing, just for freelancers, because as I saw that you have also done some kind of freelancing,
Yes.
because you end up saying things that for sure uh, at times would be difficult to deliver, but you have to communicate to the client in the right way, otherwise client also won't be much happy from what you have delivered. You have to document it well, because by the end of you deliver by the end of it, the client is also not aware of what you have discussed few months back. So every time you have to keep poking around and communicating well things, I feel.
Yes, yes. Even I want to add, like in freelancing thing, what my experience is when I go to approach any client. Before that, I go through his LinkedIn properly. LinkedIn, how he puts the comment on others' post. Is he using sir word, friend word, or dude word? Like
Right,
I get to know how his nature is actually
right,
about communication nature. I'm talking about communication
right.
nature is like that. If I pick pick the experience from that, how he communicates with other, and I put while approaching him, that will be a bounce like me. Like
Yep.
he gets to know like, he's with my vibes only. This person is with my vibes only, and he's allotted me the work, his work or anything. That's why the communication is too much matter. Sometimes the people think like my work is like take work, and I don't think the communication matter. I have to just do the work or take work, and I have to submit it. But it's really the communication matters. That is
Yes,
important.
exactly. And it's not even being about, you're very fluent, or you have very, like, you have accents in accents you're talking. It's not about that. It's just about being confident and
Exactly, exactly.
the way you are communicating it. These two things matters the most. And if you do it right, as you said, you used to personalize how you communicate to the client. That is really something. If anyone talks with me in that manner, I'll be very much happy. That just matters.
Let's come towards the one major point that I want to discuss with you. That degree or skill, what matters the most for the job role today? Because
Right.
many of the students do the just certification course, they get the job, or any certification or any boot camp course, they get the job. Or some of them doing the proper degrees, doing the masters, some of them going abroad also to do the masters by investing the many more money and all the things. Is this really matters
So
in India? In India, let's talk about India first.
let's focus on India. So I like this question, okay, because I I I asked this very question to myself a few years back. Do I really need to get masters, or my just skills matter? Okay, so I used to ask myself this question at the time where I had no idea what to do in my life. I just knew I know statistics well. I'm just good with numbers. I know what happens with data. I'm good. So let's see. But so this question is, I feel, very crucial for every person to know, because as the market is changing, people are slowly focusing towards more, like, especially startups focusing towards your skills. Okay, unless it is a very research oriented startups that needs to have masters or PhDs of any kind. Sorry to be very blunt, but the most of people I have seen in the tech industry working better, or like, flourishing better, are non-tech person. So they don't have necessary degree required. They don't have BTech in CS. They are from
Exactly.
they are from statistics, they are from mathematics, or
Or commerce background.
some people even have arts or commerce background. They have like psychology background. So I feel skills matter a lot only for some specific job. Only for some specific job. If they're research oriented, they need masters or a specific degree. But if in today's market, if you have good enough skills, you can prove that you have those skills. Actions through your work, through your resume, or through the way you speak, the way you present yourself, you will flourish no matter what. No matter what, you are going to get an opportunity by the end of the day, 100%. That's for sure.
Yes, that's the we got the answer that even non-tech background also enter in the tech market, and
Yes.
they can easily get into it properly, and they will mix up with the tech peoples easily today. Yeah.
Yes.
So next, my next question is like, what important courses or certification that helped you while applying for a job or to gain the skills?
So I have not done any specific certification. I did some certifications in the field I was interested in, as in NVIDIA offers some of the courses in terms of deep learning or AI. Even they have some related to how we can leverage the data, spatial and geo data to uh, so that we can predict the disasters beforehand. I've done those kind of courses. I also started Google Data Analytics, but I've never completed it. But
On Coursera.
yes,
Okay.
yes, on Coursera, I've never completed it. To be very honest, but I feel the people who want to pursue courses, they should be more focusing. If they want to learn, they can learn through any medium, but as in some places certification are really required. So certification, I would say they should go with certifications by IIT, ISC, these things, NPTEL, Swayam. They should go with that if they want to do it. Specifically, certifications who have exams that they have to give. Again, that creates a credential for you, that you have actually done it and you are good at it. So NPTEL courses I'll recommend anytime. In the ranking, I would say if you are focusing on courses which matter to you, NPTEL, Swayam, Coursera, Udemy, right? Udemy is at the last. But if you want to learn, then first is YouTube, Udemy,
Exactly.
then others.
YouTube is a best teacher. Means where you can compare the teachers with any other teacher.
Yes,
Like who is the good for me or who can teach me my language, my understanding language
exactly,
in with, and it's totally free actually.
exactly.
And there is a competition I saw on YouTube. Like if this teacher is teaching good, not then I will teach more concepts in this
Yes,
topic.
yes,
How for the views or likes they do that actual thing, and that is beneficial for us. We have to catch that thing actually,
yes,
because I saw there are so many courses, like it's around data analytics course. I saw it's at 1 lakh rupees in India.
yes, yes,
Seriously, bro, 1 lakh that Coursera is giving it 7,000, and in India, everyone is applying the scheme on Coursera that you get the free course if you
yes,
are Indian.
yes. Even I
Yeah,
have done the same. I have never paid
yeah,
for tuition.
exactly. Then means I saw the price different. There are too much high prices and low prices. The portion is same, like Python, statistic, SQL, ML, NLP, but the range is too different. At the end, your skills matters. How you get to learn that each and everything.
Yes, even if you learn from YouTube, right, and you can apply those skills, do a unique project, and just by doing that unique project, you can show that yes, I've learned this. I've done a live project in this very short period of time, which means that I know, like you just show your confidence by actions that I have these skills. Because YouTube, I feel, is the best source for anyone to learn from. You just have to curate from the best, and you will just do good. You'll just do good in life. Just to give you example, I've never known about product management. I wanted to learn about product management. I saw Google product management on Coursera. I thought I also had the experience of Google Data Analytics, right? So I thought, let's not go here. So I just went on YouTube, found out the best, curated the best. I saw the whole playlist, and by the end of 2 days, I knew most of the things which are required in industry for product management stuff. So that's how easier it is.
Just I want to know what is the tools and techniques required for the AI/ML engineer. That or else just tell me that what tools and techniques you used while
Right.
learning.
So mainly Python foremost everyone should know, I feel, because it's very human friendly. So everyone should know Python. Other than that, in terms of coding, everyone should also be very familiar with using different AI tools, because at the end of the day, debugging is something is very important, and unless nobody is going on Stack Overflow these days to know what is wrong, but everyone is debugging using AI. I feel it makes so usage good and effective usage of AI is really important. So even I saw some of your reels wherein you say different IDs, right? Different IDs to use for development. The first one you mentioned was Cursor, and anyone can use that IDE and we and develop some project or anything out of it. So that's on the scale we are at. So everyone, I feel everyone should be able to, be debug or learn how to code with AI, AI IDs, or even something like Claude GPT, right? This is something I feel. Again, other tools are something like very technical. 1db 1db ML flow, all of these are tracking exactly what you're doing. I feel what the the more control you have what you are doing and implementing, the better outcomes you get. So these are the usual things I use in my day-to-day tools that I use. Nothing different or nothing out of the box.
My next question is like I saw that on your LinkedIn that you have good volunteer experience also. Does
Yes.
it help build any other skills that are beneficial in your professional life? That you were the part of NCC, that was the India's
Yes.
topmost one thing. NCC is even you are the group coordinator for the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Akhil Marathi Sahitya Mandal. You are the group coordinator. How this volunteering helps you to
So
build your own image or in your professional life?
something like soft skills are very important, and the way you present yourself is also very important in today's world. May it be physically, may it be the way you speak, may it be through your actions, right? So these volunteering experiences, or just being there, helped me to understand my own qualities. Something like leadership. I uh, like as you said, I have, and even I have been a group coordinator. I got to know how to coordinate properly with a group. Maybe at first instance I was not good enough, but the more I did it, I got to know, yes, I know I have these skills. How I know how can I polish them, and then as you move around in your professional journey, because after 2 to 3 years you are going to be a part of some kind of decision making at any company you work, right? So there you also get to know how you can manage your interpersonal relationships at office. If you have a total some people that you have to lead, you have to get the work done from them. You're a team leader here, or you're a manager. You know how to get the work done out of them. You know how to communicate with them. You know the way. If you communicate in some other way with them, then the work will not be done. So you have to
Our tone matter.
Yes, that matters a lot. So I feel that just honed my skills like leadership, group communication, coordination, collaboration, etc. And helped me in my also most important thing I feel is confidence.
So, my second last question I want to talk with, like, where do you see India in next 10 years about artificial intelligence as compared to other European countries?
Great question. Lot of controversies. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I feel India has a great potential in building things out of AI. Yes, of course, we'll build something like, say, Chat GPT is very. Why I'm taking the name Chat GPT, because in 9 years they have built something of a huge empire that collectively almost like they have whole power over it. Now there are different players in the market, but they will for sure have a power for a very long period of time. And the kind of investments, the kind of uh,
Exactly.
back uh, they needed, they got it from all other players in the market. In India, particularly, we don't have as of now that that much of cash flow or that much of investment or that much of
Funding.
even patience required.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, our patience specifically from investors and even the people and even everyone. I feel to build something like Chat GPT. We will build it, but that won't be of that high scale. So something like Ola, they have built Servam, which is like specifically focused on Indic languages, and they have their own small, but it is a small language model. They have done great job in building that, but again, it is a very huge leap. So India is going to be very good at building something out of AI. The use cases that nobody has thought of, very unique, very out of the box, and also impactful. Like it's not just going to be AI image creator. It's going to be something uh, something which is going to change the lives of people, daily lives of people, even the governments, in terms of ecosystem, in terms of greenhouse emissions and everything, because these days people are very much focused on those aspects too. So India is going to be a great player in building great systems out of using AI and not building AI actually. That's what my point of view is.
Yeah, yeah. As you talk about the Chat GPT, that I read one article that if anyone is comparing the Chat GPT, there are no big players. There are big players like Chat GPT, Microsoft. Elon Musk is still building. He's not completed yet. Third one is like Mark Zuckerberg, who is
Yes.
the founder of
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
And I think there is one another player like Amazon. Amazon also not get proper till yet. These are only five players who can compare at this level with ChatGPT in terms of anything. Like it really needs more funding, more funding.
Yes.
It's not easy like anything if you got to compare with ChatGPT.
Yes, businesses have to be okay with not getting any revenue for at least 7 years, I feel. But here in India, we usually like any rational person would not would shut their business after 2 years, 2.5 years, because that is the most rational thing to do. It's like you're receiving the funding, you're putting it somewhere, and by the end of the day, you're for sure you won't be able to know you will be getting the outcomes that you need. But all it needs is a great amount of time and nothing more, because India has like best engineers, best everything. They have the ability to do it. It's just that the funding and the investment that is required is not ample, I feel.
Exactly. The moreover the funding matters,
Yes.
where if you want to do enter into AI things,
Yes.
really. And now you talk about the patience. The patience is also so matter,
Yes.
because investor thinks like I have invested in the 1 year is completed, 2 years is completed. It's not like that. The how year is completed.
Yes.
He have to try each and every. He have to track each and every error, minor and minor.
Yes.
Then they build their proper empire total.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, just to my one last question is like advice to all learning students or aspirants to build a great career and the general guidelines they should follow in today's era if they want to get fit in Indian market also and US market also.
First and foremost thing, just stop relying on college. That's like basic.
Very important, very important.
Very important. Stop relying on college that they will provide you everything. Yes, you will get great access to network and everything. Now, what you do about it is your thing, and it's totally in your hands. So just stop relying on college. As I have previously said, start reading research papers, because what is happening in the market, one should know, because every day there is something new research paper out there. I'm reading about it every day. That's what I do for 15 to 20 minutes. I just go over a new research paper, because I'm like, wow, every day people are building something new, they are into that. And after, even like after a week using the research paper before that, like before a week ago, they use it as a citation and they bring it out. Something, some upgrade in that. May it not be published in any big journals, but upgrade is happening so fast. The kind of market change is happening so fast. Say, for example, the market was changing every year or 1.5 years before. Now it is changing 3 to 4 months. So one has to be
Exactly.
very flexible to that, learn from the market and take your decision based on that. Nobody is going to be sure what they want to do, what they want to build. For that, they need exposure. So explore things like Y Combinator, go aimlessly on YouTube, follow big people who are into your domain,
Exactly.
and
Even LinkedIn, GitHub is also so much matters.
yes,
People say, college student thinks like they in college what happens like in one day the guest come who taught to you about LinkedIn, they create an account on that day and they forgot about LinkedIn everything.
yes, yes,
But if they want to build their career, they really need to focus on their LinkedIn, because
yes.
LinkedIn matters most.
Yes, it matters, because, for an example, in my bachelor's, I have no idea. I had no idea what is LinkedIn. When I started my LinkedIn and the kind of connects I was doing through LinkedIn, basically you can reach to anyone, you can talk in person with someone like biggest personality in your domain, and you can take best takeaways, you can learn from them. So it's a great platform to have and be on. Just make sure that you have great profile, because storytelling matters.
Yeah, because it's too much matter like building a GitHub or LinkedIn, how you can maintain it every day.
Yes.
And also I want to one add thing. If you apply or no, I don't think there is one option in LinkedIn, that job option, where easy apply button is there. You know
Yes.
about easy apply button?
Yes.
There you have to just click the
Yes.
easy apply button and it get easily applied by us to recruiter. And one day I thought like I will post one job and I will see how the backend actually works. Okay,
Yes.
then I posted one job from my account only, and I got the resumes. And what I saw one thing now, that how your number of followers, that matters in that section, because the number of more followers, that resume shows you up first
Yes.
in
Yes.
on LinkedIn. Because I got to know that this is really means something different. If someone from a big experience, big skill set, and he don't have the followers and he is using this application easy apply button,
Mm.
then his resume will be last only, like
Yes, it would be
those are 10 connection.
engagements matter,
At least if
Yeah,
you're being a fresher, you do any kind of engagement, but those matter because then you get to explore and get to know more people in your industry. I feel because that really matters. And you, as you said about easy apply button, just don't be be focused on easy apply, because even on if you want to have a great jobs, focus also on big applications, because sometimes you have to fill those. Easy apply is great actually, because I have got even my current job as an easy apply. It was an easy apply.
okay.
So yeah, just don't be lazy and do feel,
Exactly, exactly.
because I've met a lot of people, and they have told me numerous times that we don't fill big applications because it feels like we shouldn't be doing that, as they are lazy, and it just get bored, and you also get you know uh, uh, demotivated after a point. As I said, I applied
Exactly.
for 150 companies, but I've not get selected into any of those. So may it be easy apply, may it be a big form that you have to fill, just fill those with all of your heart, and get out in the market, and you will be all good, I feel.
That's the great talking to you with a I think it's you are like a dictionary that you open all the dictionary from the starting to the end and the future about all the things. I'm really thank you so much for the you come in your busy schedule for this podcast and helping out to the all the aspirants who wants to enter into the data industry and give them your inputs, your experience, all the tips and tricks. And thank you so much for that. Thanks a lot, Manish.
Yes, thank you for also inviting me here to share my journey, my experiences, what I've learned from them. And it was actually a great experience even for me, because it was your first podcast, even for me it was my first experience. So I also got to learn a lot today.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Thanks.